Hi, I'm Empty Pockets and welcome to Pockets World. In this tutorial, I'll be building the first of my outpost dwellings, a compact shelter designed for short stays while working in the area. Once the project is complete, we'll pack up and make our way back to base. Let's get started. I'm not providing a detailed item list, as most of the required blocks will be sourced locally based on the biome. That said, it's worth bringing essentials such as torches, copper or iron ingots, along with any other supplies you think you'll need. Before we actually start, let's take a look around and see what this looks like from all angles. As you can see, it's based on a round building rather than a square one. It has a lamp outside, and that's pretty much it. I've got a composter here and a barrel here, leading down to barrels here and under there. One's for storage, one's for any composting I need to do. I have a central fire here, bed, and quite a bit of storage for such a small space. I'll put in a table and chairs just for the sake of making it look better. I've got a pot there, plant there, kitchen area. That's all my workstations that probably all I need for this sort of build, and a few decorations placed here and there, of course. And I've got candles on the side here, easily enough to put a lamp or a torch up there as well. Up the ladder we go, and we got even more storage up here, here, and some in the floor here. Here's about 17 barrels all, plus the 10 or 5 double chests. I'll put a fire in there just to extend the smoke up, really, and put a cage around it, and that goes up into the roof and through the hole at the top. I'm going to stick with using torches upstairs, although you could use lamps, but that's what we're aiming to build today. This is the roof pattern I've used, and we'll try and emulate that in the next build. Fairly simple. And down there's the other fire on this floor, sending smoke up in here. The yellow and white blocks are where the walls are going to be placed, as well as the two hoppers going into the barrels. That's where wall is as well. The grass areas between the yellow and white blocks are where the windows go, but they go on upside down steps, so I've left them like that. The floor is done in two-tone. One's a stone-looking floor, which is made up of mossy cobblestone, tough cobblestone, pale moss block. Oh no, it's not a stone, but it looks like it. And gravel. Also, the steps, mossy steps, or mossy cobblestone steps, tough steps, and cobblestone steps, as well as one plain stone step. The flooring is made of strip spruce and oak log in that pattern. The spruce goes vertical, the oak goes horizontally. It's a similar pattern to the one I did before. You can make the floor one block type of block if you so wish. It's up to you. So take a note of how that looks and take your time, copy it down, and we'll move on. This front section here is essentially just built of this stuff as well, so we'll place that in. A block there, I'm going to use moss here, like I did in the other build. Make it look really damp. And I'll put a barrel here. That way anything put in there will lead through to there. Again, any compost that you put through here will go through to here. On top of this, I'll put another block there, maybe a tough one here. Oh, wrong one. And up on top here, I'll put a normal cobblestone. That's the doorway part done. I've just got to put the roof on, which I'll do shortly. Right, let's start building these walls. I'm going to do it the way I usually do. You put down the base, then knock out chunks. This wall is 3 high all round. So you should end up with something looking like this. That goes in there, one goes in there, one there, and one there. And the same with this side. Now you want to texture it. The blocks you need for texturing is up to you depending on what you're using as the base block. And here I'm using andesite, stone brick, cracked stone brick, mossy stone brick, and I'll have the matching steps. And these two here are to top it off. I'm going to alter the design I had previously by placing these blocks here rather than have them as stone tile, or should I say deep slate tile. So I'm going to lightly texture this corner here and then bring it back in once the rest is done. So let's start by adding some random blocks here and there. Inside as well, because it works out like that. I'm going to do it lighter than the build I showed you before. That was done quite heavy. And I'm going to put one in here. That'll do fine. I'll bring you back in once the rest is done. So you should end up with something looking like this. Textured and moldy, bit moldy. It's up to you. It's totally your choice. You could make this out of wood if you. Next is the steps. I'm going to place these how I see fit. I'm going to have a mouldy one in there. Stone type in there. What can we put here? I know what I can do. I'll put one of these in here. On top of here, place steps. One that way. One that way. And one that way on all of these here. I'm using andesite, polished andesite for this. Use anything. And again, we want same across here. So let's do that. believe it's yes, it's here. Not sure this is right, but we'll do. That's right, it's right. So you should end up something looking like that. On top of the corners here, again, I'm using polished andesite. Just place this round like so. And that's that bit done. Next is a small roof on this front section. Let's get this in place like so. One. And again this side. I'm going to put that one in there and one in there. Give it some texture. Like so. And put the overhang on the gable. Because it's such a small roof, I'm going to just use deep slate tiles here. I'd usually use spruce, and you want that coming out through like so. And on this block here is under this one. We want to place an upside down stair there, one here, and one in the middle. So you've got something like that. That's our little doorway, and that's where we can hang a light. Put the windows in. I'm using spruce fences. You could use glass, you could use any other fence you like. You could even use trapdoors if you want. Doesn't matter, so long as it's your taste. So we now have something looking like this. Next up is to get the ceiling in, and these barrels up there and these barrels down here. Let's start by doing the ceiling. Half slab there, half slab there, and a half slab there. Step here, looks like that. Another step here, and do that all round. Should end up with something looking like that. Now here, place one there, and place one there. temporary block time now. And we put our barrels upside down. You can put them the right way up if you so wish. It's up to you. I prefer mine upside down. And on this one, I'm going to place a step there. Again, temporary blocks. And this shape here. Now we can cover the rest of the ceiling with half slabs. And full blocks here. These corners just there. You should end up with something looking like that. Get one out, stand in the hole, and place barrels down this side, like so, and replace this block there. Again, do the same with this side. You end up with that. On these steps here, the central ones, facing a hole, there, here, you want to place 4 trapdoors. Doesn't matter what type of trapdoors you use. I prefer these because it looks like a fire grate that way. Could use copper if you so wished. And again, up here, we want to place shelves. There, one there, one there, and one there. If you've got sheets enabled, which I usually have for the purpose of making things look slightly better without actually cheating, I usually do this. And it's best to power them from the back. You end up with a nice blank square there. Once these are lifted up, because you can use the fire for cooking, you can't accidentally tread on the fire. That's the lower floor complete, minus the decoration and the chests, etc. So let's get up top. Down in this section, I want a trapdoor. On top of that trapdoor, shift and then place a hay bale. That high you can leave as is, and then we can flip up the trapdoors so it looks like more like a guardrail. This one comes in here. Again, we can use shelves around this, like so, and stick the trapdoors on top of it. and lift them directly up. That one's not for cooking. Put that one out there and put a trapdoor of your choice. Doesn't have to be spruce, be anything you want. And on these barrels, put 2 ladders there. That now gives you access to the next floor. Close that so you don't fall down it. Right, before I can actually build the roof, I need to put on the support pillars. Now I'm only going to take this one up 3, because I think it might actually look better. And then put wooden post on top of it. You need pillars like this. That there, and this includes this here. I need 2 here though. And 2 here. On top of that, I want spruce fence. That's all I want. I'll get it right in a minute. Right, on these polished andesite parts, you need to place shelves like so, or trapdoors, which just to give ourselves a barrier from not falling off. Put these out for a minute. That's it. And I want this here. On this version I'm doing here, I'm going to put lamps rather than torches, although I'll probably stick with torches. For most of builds. For the roof, we need to place campfires like so on top of these posts and bring them this way. And you do that for each side. Then you've got to put more out again. On this side, I'm going to place a step so it's coming this way. And then place the other steps in like so. This to give you the shape. And this one comes up here. Same again this side. And you do that for all sides. And rather than texture the roof, I'm going to put up a different block going into the centre. This one here, here, and that will run up into the centre. Again, we want that there, like so. We want a double one. Or should I say full block. Now the next bit, before we go any further up, we need to fill these in. And then these corners. Then we want a step facing that way. Right on the end of this block. There. That makes our funnel upwards. And again, we want to do the same thing again with these tiled stairs. Like that. You don't have to actually place anything in this corner just yet. Next one will be this one here. While we're at it, may as well stick those in there. And do the next bit. No, this needs to be this. One on each corner. One there, one there, one there, one there. And again, we bring this in like so. Now I'm happy with that. But if you want, you can do this. Totally up to you. For now, I'm going to leave that like that. That's your roof done. Well, we're back with the decoration. Obviously, I've got to put the door on, so I've done that. That is so that it faces this way. When you put it on, you stand so you're on this quarter of this block, and zombies won't be able to break the door. Did as I said and put a armour stand there, so you can either have a spare set or put your armour. Flower pots in the same place. Under this slab here, there's a slab there. I have a water source. Yes, you can access it with if you get your angle right. And it's a permanent water source. You can refill that if you need to. That's better. And I've got the workstations. Got the barrels here with candles on, curtain, picture, and I've done this. The upstairs is as we left it. I haven't done anything more up there. And that's the build complete. The build can be grounded in whatever way best suits your world. If you'd like, you can also add a basement for extra storage, though I don't think I'll need one for my purposes. I'm hoping the next tutorial will be ready this time next week. I'll keep you posted. Until then, let's wrap things up for today. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd really appreciate if you could hit that like button, leave a comment and consider subscribing. It honestly helps the channel reach a wider audience and your support genuinely makes a difference. While you're here, why not take a look at what's on screen? You might find another video you'll enjoy. A huge thank you to all my viewers and subscribers for your continued support. It truly means a great deal to me, and it's your encouragement that keeps this venture going. I'm Empty Pockets, and I'll catch you in the next one.